Hey there. So here I am, age 61, with a heavy rucksack on my back, with tent, sleeping bag and everything I need for an overnight stay. And for the first time since I think 1980, I'm hiking alone in the countryside around Brno Lake. The plan is today to basically go around one side of the lake. It'll start out on roads and things and tracks and eventually wind up on bike paths, and then to camp the night at the end of the lake and walk back the next day on the other side of the lake. Should be about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 kilometers, but I'll track it with my watch. Maybe I've underestimated it. Plainly, at my age and not in the condition that I was in 1980, I'm not trying to kill myself, so I shall take it easy, try to enjoy it, and yeah, looking forward to trying out some new equipment, a new tent, new sleeping bag, the new bag. I'm quite loaded. I don't really know how much it weighs, but yeah, it's not light, let me put it that way. So I'm going to invite you to join me on this journey over the next couple of days. There won't be any dowsing of that, anything of that nature, but maybe some interesting sights and one or two recollections and things along the way. Cheers. So here I am walking along the lake, and it's quite well developed in places. Lots of places to come, lay in the sun, maybe swim in the lake. I wouldn't do it if you paid me, but apparently people do. And the Czechs love to get outdoors. Lots of cyclists, walkers, dog walkers, naked couples cuddling in the grass, only in the Czech Republic. So at this point, kind of left the public commercial area and now getting into the area where all the little weekend cottages are that Czechs so love, chatas, or cottages, and they're scattered all along the side of the lake here. I'm also walking by what I recall is a nudist beach. I suppose that the naked couple I saw about 5 minutes ago were in the wrong place. They should have been here. And it's quite funny because you can take electric boat trips up and down the river. There's a castle at the end, which we'll see tomorrow. And the boat passes within 50, 100 meters of the nudist beach. And all the fat old guys all like to stand up and wave, which I always found a bit weird. But there you go. When you get old, what else is there to do? The lake's actually quite busy. It's a beautiful day, I'm not surprised. And it's still early, it's only about 10 o'clock. I'm making good progress. I've done about 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers already. Beginning to feel my feet a bit though. I need to do something with one of my socks because it's somehow rolled up and it's beginning to get a bit sore. So I'm going to have to find somewhere to sit down and figure out what the hell's going on there before it becomes a big problem. Yeah. Meanwhile, now we're entering the part of the lake where the lake is narrow and the scenery starts getting good. We're away from the commercial stuff. Taking a bit of a break. It's quite warm. It's around 10:30, so no rush. Don't want to kill myself. And I've discovered a little problem. I tend to use bottled water at home, Yemny Pelliver, which is slightly sparkling. And of course this morning I filled my water bottle with slightly sparkling water. And the 2 times I've opened it to take a drink, it's been Mount Vesuvius, so more of the water's ended up on the floor than in my belly. So I'm now out of water, which is a little bit of a problem. And I learned my lesson. No more fizzy water. I think what I like about getting out into nature these days is when I'm walking along alone, I realise I'm just being. I'm not motivated by anything. The only thoughts in my mind are things like, how beautiful, what an amazing butterfly, and things like that. There's no fear of what the politicians are going to do next, or you know, what I'm going to do tomorrow for work, or it's just, I'm just in the moment. I'm just being. And I think that's a really powerful place to be, especially these days. Of course, it's also great not to have to deal with mainstream media, social media, which is full of messaging and programming. All of it mostly nonsense if you really think about it. It's nice to escape from that stuff too.
Co to funguje jako ta Ubery, že je čas toho mostu, chce se posunout.
Well, the last, more than a kilometre has been uphill on this track, gravel track, uneven gravel track. I'm a bit knackered after that, a bit sweaty as well. I could use some water. So I'm hoping I come across some kind of civilization and a shop soon. Otherwise I shall die of dehydration. Yeah, it was quite a hike up that hill. Whew. Lots of butterflies, beautiful scenery, no complaints, but yeah, wow. So I just stopped for a snack and stuff on top of this hill where they actually have the Stations of the Cross going down into the village, so something to look at other than nature. And I was just thinking, back when I last did something like this in the 1980s, early 1980s that would have been, the bag itself that I carried stuff in probably would have weighed as much as the pack I'm carrying today. That's, you know, sort of amazing, isn't it, how lightweight everything really is. I got a two-man tent on there, 2.3 kilograms. And I don't know how much I'm carrying here, but it's highly manageable. And it feels pretty good. I mean, it's balanced well. Technology, I suppose, has advanced. I remember going on a scout hike for my, what was it, Queen Scouts Award, or probably 18, 16, 17 years old. carrying a rucksack, an army rucksack that my dad had given me. It must have weighed 10 kilograms all by itself before he put anything in it. Anyway. The interesting thing about this country is how in the middle of the forest you can come across some really interesting areas like this little well and church with seating for about 50 people. So in the middle of the forest, to my utter surprise, there's a little outdoor church and shrine. And as I arrived back at the lakeside, I was able to catch one of the electric boats that runs up and down the lake, and which you can buy a ticket and have a trip on. So here we are then, sleep time. Hopefully it'll be a good sleep in this damaged tent. I'm tired.